Hello, my friends. How are you? Um, yeah, I've got my blissful goddess tea right now, and excuse me while I take a sip because, yeah, I need a little bit of that, calm the nerves. So here we are. Here we are. It is the full moon for March, and I've got to tell you, I'm honestly sitting here like, how are we at the full moon again already? Like, didn't we just have a full moon? Feels like it. And I haven't been doing a lot of talk about the retrogrades lately, but yeah, I kind of got a nudge to do it today because, well, honestly, this is why I'm drinking my blissful goddess. Mercury is headed into retrograde this Saturday, and I'm already feeling it. I don't know about you. Yeah, just coming on here to do the video was like what should normally just be a very simple task to get on and start recording was not. So there it is. We're going Mercury into retrograde. And, I always say don't blame all your problems on Mercury in retrograde. Oftentimes, if something is right, because that's the planet of communication. Okay. So if things are hitting really hard when Mercury goes into retrograde, a lot of times it's just a nudge to let you know that, like, hey, maybe this part of your life could use a little bit of love. Okay. A little extra time. Um, but I guess I wanted to bring it up because Venus is in retrograde, and that's our planet of love and wealth. And so I guess if you're finding that you're having some communication issues with either of those things or delays, maybe some unexpected stalls, things feel a little stagnant, you know who to talk to. And you also know that it's a phase. Ride it out, take a deep breath. It'll end. Okay. You got this. All right. So we are headed into, I'm going to start shuffling when we talk. We are heading into this full moon, and it's a blood moon, which is really exciting. Look it up where you are because I know by me, we can actually see the gorgeous red of it between 1 and 2 o'clock in the morning. So I think that's kind of a worthwhile thing to stay up for. But yeah, I guess if you usually go to bed at 9 or something, then maybe not. But we haven't seen one in a few years. And I tell you what, the last time, I think it was 2022, and it was at like 3 or 4 a.m. and I got up for it and it was gorgeous. So it's worth seeing, I think. Um, so check out where you are, your location, and if you'll be able to see that because it's usually quite beautiful. Also, it'll bring just a little bit more of a powerful energy, right, as we go into that blood moon. So it's like kind of that full moon amplified a bit. So let's see what we have to look forward to, right? For those of you, okay, so right, the full moon is where we tend to harvest the seeds we planted at the new moon, right? Our intentions that we set at the new moon. For those of you in my group, Oh Shift Here We Grow, we had the reading last week for the first quarter moon where we took our aligned action. Check out the link in the description if you are interested in learning more about that. It's really just a worthwhile thing for manifesting, just in flow with the seasons, right? Just that extra support to help you. What else needs to be said? It's being a little evasive here today. Yeah, so as we move into the full moon, we tend to be harvesting. There we go. What it is, we set the intentions we set. And, if you find that you don't like what you're harvesting, that's an indication of what to release as we move into the last quarter moon, right? Um, maybe there was some mindset stuff that got in the way. Um, and we just want to let it go without, beating ourselves up. And that's so I'm doing the message from the moon right now, and I find usually when it takes a minute, there's a reason. And so the first one was surrender. So yeah, there's something that I think we had commitment show up. Okay. Yeah, here we go. So surrendering into what it is you truly want. And like I said, I believe commitment showed up. I don't know if it was first quarter or if it was the new moon, but and rather than straddling the fence, one foot in, one foot out, we want to be both feet in. We're committing to it. There is no right or wrong, right? It's just all steps on the path taking us where we're gonna go. So you want to really allow yourself to let go, stop trying to control it, surrender to it. And as you do that, you step into that power that you already hold. You have the power to do everything that you want to do, to live the life you want to live, to have the fun, the joy, the pleasure, all of the things. But fear is getting in the way. Okay? So let's kick that fear in the bottom. And I know easier said than done, but okay. One of the things that I'd like you to pay attention to is, where is the fear showing up? Ooh, okay. Where is that fear showing up? And then dissect it, dig into it, get to the root of it, name it to tame it, all the things, because that takes the power away from the fear and gives it back to you. Okay. And then you can thank your brain for trying to keep you safe and all the stuff. And then you move forward. And yes, you're going to have to recalibrate your behaviors, because your behaviors have been on this track for quite some time, and they're going to probably still be on autopilot, but you're going to catch it, thank it, and dismiss it. Okay. And recalibrate those behaviors, right? Because you don't need the fear behaviors anymore. Yeah, so let's see. What we want to know in love and relationship for this full moon. What are we harvesting? And as always, love and relationship is specifically what it means to you. Okay. This could be a partnership. This could be a coworker, business partner, I knew that was going to come up. It was on the bottom of the deck when I started. Okay. Yeah, it can be friends and family, it can be a lot of things. So, so don't get into, a fixed pattern about what it is going to be, right? Be open. And as I always say, it tends to be whoever it is that is renting space in the front of your mind, whoever comes to mind as soon as we get here, that's generally who it's going to be about. So what it looks like is we're doing some nesting and resting in this area. And just really grounding our feet. Like, let's see. It's a bit of a pullback of your energy. Okay. And it's a pull back into yourself. I guess you were maybe getting a little carried away and you're pulling back your energy into you and just getting grounded and you're feeling really good about it. Okay. Um, I'm hearing don't feel guilty. Okay. Remembering that taking care of you is how you honor your relationships, right? Um, because you can't control other people, others around you are a mirror for you. So when things are coming up, that is your sign to go inward and take care of you and to heal whatever's going on there. And what it looks like is you've been doing that. You've been doing that, and that's good. So don't feel guilty about doing like that's what you're supposed to be doing. Um, yeah, get yourself nice and grounded. I don't know. I don't know if there's some birds chirping. By that I mean people. Um, you know, giving you grief about doing that for yourself. That's kind of the sense I'm getting. And let them chirp. Okay? Let them chirp. They are needing to do the same thing. Okay. And that's what so give them that grace and give them that forgiveness. And you were there once too. And right. So they're not there yet. And that's okay. And I just see sort of this calmness in your emotions, in your thoughts, sort of that letting go of the overthinking. Huzzah! um, and there seems to be a give and take that's starting to happen here. Oh, that's beautiful, right? Oh, okay. I just got nudged with this too. I was just watching something where they talked about like this behavior, like the behavior of people towards you being the bare minimum. And it, as she dove into it more, it sort of made me realize, like, sometimes our standards are a little bit too low. When you think about like, oh, someone's sick and they bring you soup, that was kind. That's bare minimum, right? Like that's showing kindness. You would do that for anybody, right? Like that's just that showing kindness. That's bare minimum, you know, but truly, really prioritizing you. And of course, obviously themselves and yourself, and right. Um, that's that give and take, that true partnership that we really want to be in. And again, however that partnership is unfolding, romantic, business, friend, family, um, we want a true give and take. And again, just like work life balance is never 50-50. It's, it does this kind of thing, right? Like, sometimes we need a little more time at the office and sometimes we need a little more time at home. And, but we keep it in a balance. The same thing happens in relationships. Sometimes one needs a little more support and then we give back with the other. And so that's just sort of what I'm getting is this really harmonious, ooh, I'm like getting a little, this really harmonious give and take that's starting to come from you pulling your energy back into you, getting grounded, getting your mind right, getting calm in your emotions and your thoughts. Okay? All right. So let's look at our passion and purpose, right? This is how we share our gifts with the world. It could be your career. It could just be how you show up. And it's funny because like I have a lot of things I do. I'm a bit of a Renaissance woman. Okay. So I do many of the things. And I find that like, yeah, this kind of stuff, what I'm doing right here with you right now, shows up in other areas of my life where it's just not where you would expect it, but that's where it is. And it's like, okay, so there you go. Right. So, again, let's not have tunnel vision when it comes to any of these. Hear it as you're meant to hear it. Take what resonates and leave behind the rest. Okay. So in passion and purpose, and this is interesting because this has been coming up quite a bit, community. Okay. So I really want you to pay attention to that. Somehow, power, like your power is showing up your within your purpose in community. However that is looking for you right now. I don't know. It's funny because I feel like sometimes that that will come up for me and I'm like, there's really nothing going on like that. It might not be like, oh, it's this collaboration and it's going to look like this. Again, there's that, like, don't get the tunnel vision of what the community means or how it's supposed to be. For some of you, it's about being in community with your spirit team. Oh, yeah. For some of you, that's what it is. And you're building strength here. Ooh, you are becoming the master of what you do. Ooh, I'm getting big feelings here. You're becoming stronger, more confident. You might, so it's interesting. You're more confident, but you don't realize the confidence. I think maybe something might happen where you're going to be like, oh, I kind of owned that. And I didn't realize I was feeling that confident about it. Okay. It might be how you're showing up within your community. It might be you building more of a community. It might be a collaboration. But the way that you are coming into it is stronger and more confident. You're owning your gifts here. Oh, congratulations. And then we have that 10 of Pentacles, like that happy family card, like all of the things are falling into place. You are achieving all that you desire. Wow. 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 Well, this is kind of like being the messenger of this kind of good news, right? And last but not least, for sure, transformation and growth, how you're continuously evolving and becoming better and greater and yeah, and healing. Okay. And I'm curious here, have you been, yeah, you've been a little inward. You've been feeling the feels, haven't you? Yeah, kind of going into it. Some stuff has been coming up for you because what I've got is hold on, right? Keep going. Keep going. You've got this. You've got this. And you're ending a cycle. You're ending a cycle. It's the breakdown before the breakthrough. You're almost there. Okay. Ooh, yeah. Oh, chills, tears. Like, yeah, I'm feeling it. The chariot. Yeah, you are flying to the end of that cycle. I think one more actually. Interesting. I usually pull 3 cards for all of these, and 4 have come up for every single one. So let's roll with it on that 4th card, right? Yeah, you are flying into this new cycle. Well, you're flying into finishing this one off for sure. For sure. And okay, and then we do this. Your past. Oh, wow. Of course, your past your past experiences, everything you've been through is, of course, what makes you who you are now, right? So we want gratitude for everything we've been through, the good, the bad, the fugly, right? And that's like a direct quote from these cards, actually. So, um, here, hold on. Light Seer Tarot. Okay. Um, you are a product of your past. Now, that can go one of two ways. You can become the victim. You can, put up walls. You can, right? Like, so you could go that route, the fear-based route, or you could go the love-based route where you heal, you lean into it, you understand that, you know what, these experiences were part of my divine plan to make me stronger and better and to allow me to show up in my purpose even stronger and to be there for someone else. And, oh, chills again. Yeah. And as you're leaning into that, that balance is coming through, right? You're coming into harmony with it. And the Wheel of Fortune shows up, right? Wow. Yeah, you're really moving into your whole being, is the expression I hear, your whole being. That's really inspiring and amazing at the same time. So let's okay, I'm gonna do, so I don't know why, but I was feeling a little inspired to grab the fairy cards, oracle card, for just like a one pull, because we are getting closer and closer to spring. I don't know about you, but I am definitely feeling the air energy creeping in more and more. I can definitely feel it moving in, the winds, right? The winds are coming in, and that's kind of interesting actually, because it's been really windy. But yeah, like that, sometimes the water, when it's like, water can be real heavy and dense, right? Especially as you get to the end of winter, but then the winds come in. Oh, and we're going to do two cards. That is interesting. So I actually just did a reading for someone, and this one came up. And it was talking about looking in a book. And in her case, it was a nudge to start writing a book. And I say that because that might be your case too. It might also be that you've been either reading a book that is either speaking to you, resonating with you, or challenging you. Lean in. Or you may have been drawn to one, but you're resisting. Lean in. Okay. Divination. Yeah. Manifestation, right? Kind of what we're doing here. Being intentional with your thoughts, with your actions. This is how we create. This is how we create. So we're always creating. We're magical beings that are always creating. It's just a matter of fine-tuning things so that we are creating what we actually want, right? That's the whole point of these, is like to keep us on track so that we keep creating in a way that serves us rather than sucks, you know? So that's that. Very nice. And then, as always, I love our roommate cards because it just always seems to recap the reading so eloquently. Oh, okay, we got two. I don't know what. I want a quick drink. Okay. We have the Cloak of Christ, and the roommate quote is, "In the school of humanity, you reside on the king's throne." And your guidance here is, your soul has been ravaged and you are succumbing to weariness. That which plagues you is not as powerful as you fear. Exhaustion is not a sign that something must be done so much as a sign that something must be received, allowed, accepted. Accept divine refuge now. Yeah, that's very much what I'm seeing here in your transformation and growth. Okay. And we have Blood Angel. Your Rumi quote, in the midst of the darkness, a moon appeared with its brilliance. Ah, right in time for the full moon, right? And your guidance is in opening to receive, right? So this just told you receive. Now, in opening to receive, you must empty what has been. Grace is not about an exchange of equal measure. You will receive according to the great generosity of life itself. More shall be offered in compensation for what you are willing to release. Allow for a new influx of energy. Yeah, and I'm kind of hearing back to the beginning, that surrender, our message from the moon. So, wowzers, this has been a powerful one. I am wishing you a whole lot of love for this blood moon, this full blood moon. Um, Go out and watch it. And yeah, go ahead, of course, do all the things like subscribe, but if you want to throw a comment in and just, put into the universe what it is that you are harvesting in this full moon, what you're receiving, what you're surrendering, let me know. I celebrate you because I see you, I love you, I believe in you. Mwah. Have an amazing full moon.